Hello everyone. Today we're going to be looking at some Viego games that I played and lost over the last few days. We're going to be VOD reviewing my 3 most recent losses, and we're just going to watch each game until we get to our first big major mistake to try and learn from that. I'm no longer going to be VOD reviewing entire games. The first mistake is often very telling, and I think that there's going to be a lot of value to get from that. So with that, let's get into the first game. Okay, so here we are in the first of 3 losses that we're going to look at. This was a ranked game that you can actually see on my YouTube channel. I recorded this game with commentary and uploaded it, so I'll have a link to this game on my YouTube channel, although spoiler alert, we do lose. So I'm deciding to start on my blue buff here because I looked at our bot lane, Vayne Yuumi, and saw they were against Senna Ziggs and didn't see much gank potential there. I didn't really anticipate Vayne Yuumi having a lot of setup, but I thought Pantheon Bel'Veth would be a very sort of explosive top lane, so I wanted to path up towards the top lane. So with that said, we're going to watch just at like double speed. Going to watch, I'm clearing here. We do blue into our Gromp. While I'm clearing, we can see the top lane is already trading very aggressively. Now doing my wolves, my Bel'Veth is getting pretty pushed back. She's keeping herself healthy though. So that's, this is kind of what I'm trying to watch. I think I am looking at this a little bit. I'm seeing Bel'Veth is getting pushed into a tower. So I just want to pause now and reduce speed. So I'm level 3. I made the greedy choice to put a second point in my queue. If you are full clearing as Viego and you're going to clear all 6 camps to hit level 4, then go out and affect the map. What I'm doing is I'm delaying putting a point in my E. Now the E gives you attack speed, so it does help you clear faster, but a second point in the queue with your third skill point will actually make you clear even faster. So if you skip E and you're going to do a full 6 camp clear, it is faster to put a second point in your queue than your E. Apparently, someone told me that. I trust them. But the mistake, I think, it's greedy, and you only, because right now it's very, very difficult to actually fight when I don't have my E. That's a huge part of Viego's kit that's missing. And if we're looking, this is wild. And so you get your third skill point by killing your third camp, right? So I don't need to skill it. I'm crossing mid lane. I don't need to skill this yet. I'm waiting. I'm thinking. I'm looking. If I'm seeing this, which I think I was to an extent, I can't do this greedy thing because for all I know, Jarvan's going to show up soon. Maybe Jarvan's going to skip some of these camps. Looks like he skipped his Krugs. He's here to dive soon, so I might need to be here to cover this. So that is a mistake. It's not. I'm not going to end the review with it. I want to see what happens. So we're clearing our chickens. It's faster because we have the second point in queue, but we don't have the E. And without our E, without whatever the shroud or whatever that ability is called, it's very difficult to actually affect the map. So now we're starting red buff. Let's see how this is looking. She's very low health, right? Very low health. Huge wave crashing in. So I think what I should have done this game, seeing this situation shape up, is first put a point in E instead of my Q, and second, perhaps skip the chickens and go straight to red buff. That way, right now, my red buff would be dead and I'd be up here. I'd already be like in this bush. I might be able to gank this Pantheon before he dives. So I'm still doing red. And let's see. Dive. She even gets the knock-up under tower. Gets him very low. I have to come up. I still don't have my E though, which makes this quite difficult. I am, like, if the Jarvan was there, it would have been quite annoying that I didn't have my E. We are able to kill the Pantheon. Bel'Veth missed a lot of farm though. So he gets a kill. He's coming back with 2 swords, and she just came back. She has nothing. So she's in a really tough spot because I was so slow to get there. Let's accelerate, see if we can find anything fun. Oh wow, that's pretty good actually. So I know she's going to be in a tough spot. I know the Pantheon just came back. I know he doesn't have his flash. I now have my E. Look how much easier it is with this move speed to close in here and get something done. It sucks that I take this kill though, because Bel'Veth is now, well, she's even on farm. She's crashing this wave. She should be probably recalling instead of hitting the tower. I don't think she's going to be able to get a plate here. Yeah, she stays so long to get half a plate. So that's a big mistake on her part to miss that tempo, I think. But let's see where this all goes wrong. We go for another clear of our camps. Our Krugs won't be up for a while. Yeah, we wait for them, that's fine. And I think this is a big turning point in this game. This is the last thing I wanted to watch in this review. We're setting up a 2v2 here. The question is, you know, who's stronger? I have to flash out. Bel'Veth even gets a kill. I'm trying to come back to help. She misses her knock-up, then gets knocked up. I miss my stun. She has to flash away. I have to run away. Oh, she stayed to try and cover me and she died. So, let's try and watch this one more time. So, damn, Jarvan gets a double knockup. I think if I just commit to the Pantheon, we might be able to, if I commit to the Pantheon and we kill him, like how much damage do I actually prevent by running away? Because if I commit to the Pantheon and I get the reset, I'm able to stun the Jarvan, you know, use Pantheon's defensive ability. I don't know, I think maybe I die if I stand and tank that. But maybe I flash behind him when he's doing the spear flurry or whatever. That sucks, she misses that knockup. And I miss my stun. When I miss that stun, it's all bad. We burn Bel'Veth's flash, we give Jarvan another kill. And from this point, I'm just gonna, you know, flash forward to the end so you can see the updated scorecard. Bel'Veth is 1-9, Jarvan 6-1-16, and I started 4-1, but then I ended 4-5. So I played her on top side tremendously. The Bel'Veth and I maybe didn't have the best synergy. I messed up my abilities. I was too greedy. The second point in Q at level 3 locks you in basically to a full clear. Otherwise, you're very, very, very weak without your third ability. I was greedy with that. I think I mispathed. I think I should have skipped the chickens and gone straight to red buff. Or just straight to top lane, skip all of it, go straight to top lane. And we misplayed that 2v2. Jarvan or Viego is really good at 2v2s. That's where you thrive. But when you miss your stun ability or you miss an opportunity to kill a target and get a reset, it's not going to go well. So I do feel bad for that Bel'Veth that I wasn't there to cover her. I took both of the early kills and then didn't carry her. You know, I'm sure that she also made some mistakes, but I don't care about that when I made so many. I'm not going to play with that Bel'Veth again. I'm not her coach. I don't care about her mistakes. I'm looking at mine. So that's the first of these 3 games. Let's move into the next one and see if there's some patterns that develop or just some different mistakes in general. Okay, here we are in the second game. This is a game I believe I streamed live on Twitch. I stream every Saturday and Sunday morning at 7:30 a.m. US Pacific time. So if you want to go check that, there will be a link to the VOD with the proper timestamp in the description. Although again, this is a game that we lost. So I'm starting on my red buff here. I don't recall exactly why. I think it's just because I see that Vladimir versus Quinn is, not tank versus tank. That could be sort of an explosive top lane. So I'm choosing to start on my red buff here. And I'm going to do a full clear of my bottom side of the map. And then we're going to move up top. I'm probably planning to do a full clear again. That's what I learned Viego as, doing full 6 camp clear. But I am now at the point where I need to become a bit more flexible. So we'll see how things go. We can see Master Yi starting his red buff with a pretty good leash from the Quinn. And not that I know that. I should actually know that because these folks I didn't recognize this at the time, but these folks showed right here. And the Quinn is not showing top lane. So I should know that he took red buff. I'm doing Krugs. He's coming over and taking my blue. So knowing that he started red still doesn't mean he's going to invade, but I could have had a ward down to see this coming, and then I would have gone to his blue or something. I was talking to a viewer answering a question, so what I wanted to do was like put a ward down and then recall and get a sweeper. I didn't do that at all. But what I could have done thinking, this is a Master Yi, you know, he might invade me. It is where my blue buff, but you know, that's sort of a hindsight situation. So I'm doing a full clear. He's now taking my Gromp also. Not that I know that. So we got a nice stab there. We're doing our third camp. Now Master Yi is recalling after taking our Gromp, which seems wild to me. I'm getting my wolves. And then I see that my camps are gone. So I really, the only play I have to make at this point is try and gank top lane. And again, look, I was planning on a full clear. I have a second point in my queue and I don't have my E. This is both games that I lost. You know, these are 2 games that I lost on the same day or whatever, or within a couple, you know, in a day of each other. This gank would be so much easier if I had my E ability. Yeah, my second point of Q means it's going to do, you know, maybe 20 extra damage or something like that, and it has a half-second reduced cooldown. But compare that to increased move speed, increased attack speed. This gank could be so much easier with my E, and I just don't have it, so that's a big mistake. Blinds me, flashes, ignites, jumps off of me. Pretty lucky to get the stun. I flashed into the bush because I didn't want her to like auto attack finish me. I, you know, was panicking. That was a bad flash, but it's okay. What do we do from here? We recall. Oh, I get a crab. Okay, that's probably greedy, but I think that I, at that point, probably knew that Master Yi had to be clearing his bot camps because he went, you know, he took all this shit. So now what am I doing? I'm still level 3, by the way, which is crazy. Hopefully we hit level 4 off of our Krugs. We have our chickens up. Just full clearing all the camps. And we're looking top lane again. Sweeping on our way in. Just damaging the Quinn under her tower, which seems fine, and red team just takes dragon, which is crazy. So that tells me that's where Master Yi is. I'm just doing nothing right now. I'm wasting time, recalling. Master Yi's looking to invade. Wow, he gets my red buff as I'm doing chickens right next to him. Didn't see that coming at all. This guy is just all on my crap right now. He's taking like 4 of my camps, 3 of my camps. There's a certain mistake that I'm trying to catch. Alright, I think it's right here. So he's invading. He's on top of me. We're both level 6. Wow, he's so much stronger than me though. And I die with my flash available. So let's watch this again because it's definitely going to be a big mistake. So I'm taking blue. We smite it. What do I do right here? What should I have done right here? Because what I think I do is I dash towards him and stun him, right? No, my W's still on cooldown. So I don't have my stun. I do have my ultimate. I don't have smite to fight over the Gromp. He clearly wants to kill me. He has red buff, I have blue buff. Red buff is stronger, right? Blue buff is mana, energy regen, and ability haste. Red buff is basic attacks, burn, and slow. How's my top lane looking? My Vladimir is very strong. Lane's in neutral position. I should just be running towards top lane, I think. I should just run away, right? Just actually, I have my shroud. I just put it down. Yeah, it's wrapping around, I think. So yeah, this area is in the shroud. I should just be running top lane, keeping out of his range to even, you know, what's it called? Even alpha strike me. Instead, I walk down, away. I'm spamming for help, but I'm walking away from my Vladimir. Or it's a Yasuo. Like, this guy's gonna be useless. I walk away from my Vladimir, who could reasonably help me. We did get him a kill earlier, right? Then I use my dash to barely get away, but he's so fast. And then I still don't flash, and then I try and ult. So I could have gone up, if I'm gonna ult after the alpha strike, ult over the wall, then dash, save flash that way. I just panicked. And this Master Yi gets this kill, And let's flash forward to the end of the game. Master Yi is 10, 2, and 3. I'm 2, 4, and 2. And I think it gets worse, right? 3, 5, and 2. He's 13, 2, and 4. So this guy was all up on me. You know, he definitely out-jungled me this game. He invaded me constantly. And I did nothing to adapt to it or to punish him. And then I held my flash and died for it, and he was able to snowball off of that. So that is how I really cost my team this game. You know, we see in 09, you have a Yasuo. They're going to go 09. You can still win games with Yasuo on your team. That has nothing to do with Yasuo. For all I know, he got ganked by Master Yi after I fed the Master Yi. You know, that's my fault, for all I know. So let's look at the third game, see if we recognize any patterns, and that'll be it for the VOD review video. So thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you in the third game right here. Okay, you'll notice that we're starting this game not standing at our buff at 1 minute 30 into the game. We're starting at 23 seconds. So let's find out why. We're also going to flip the Fog of War to be just blue side. So I walk into this bush. It's snared by a Swain. Pulled back. There's an Olaf. Here's a Caitlyn with the Yumi. I get slowed by the Olaf axe, and then I dash. Slowed by an Olaf axe. Yumi exhausted, Kindred flashed. So I died. I just lost the game, right? Olaf with the Yumi is able to pressure a Morgana. She's already burned her heal. Varus is for some reason standing up here. Ahri gets grabbed. I mean, this game is a disaster. It's an absolute disaster. Varus doesn't want to burn his flash. Varus then flashes and dies. I finally flash and die. Just, you know, we lost the game. So let's go all the way back. I think I leave the base on time. Yeah, I leave it 15 seconds. I run straight here. So what I want to see is, from the red team's perspective, did they see me get in this bush? Swain's perspective. They see me go into the bush and he grabs me. So that is probably just irresponsible for me to even be in this bush in the first place. Yeah, that's just, that's illegal to just walk into that bush. Because they can see me get in there, apparently. Next, if I skilled my W, right? If I W away from this axe, we're going back. I went a little far back. So they see me in the bush. He grabs me. Right here, I need to already have W skilled. I need to be thinking on the enemy team, what's next? I got rooted by Swain. What's next as far as crowd control? And it's really only Olaf axes. So at this point, I need to have W skilled. I fucked up. You know, I need to have W skilled. My clear is going to be reduced. And I need to dash, avoid the axe so he can't chain slow me. Instead, he gets the slow. Then I dash. Then he gets another slow. At any point in there, I also could have burned my flash and I probably would have lived. And then we already saw the disaster. This game ends up being just a complete disaster. One of the worst games of my career. If we pull up the scoreboard, I was 1-10-3. The whole game was just a disaster. And it's my fault. I lost the game for us 30 seconds in. And I only lost it again a minute in when I died under this tower. So, you know, be more careful with where I stand at level 1. In a panic situation, I have to be willing to flash. If I'm going to skill my W, which sets my clear back, I need to actually think about what I'm using it to dodge, or just flash, or just die. Just die, save my flash, don't skill W, still have a decent clear. Everything possible went wrong here, and it was a disaster of a game, and unfortunately it was streamed. I won't link you to that. Don't watch it. There's no value in that. I get very tilted, and then it's the end of the stream. Anyway, so those are 3 games that I lost. And I think that there's a few things we learned. The main lessons that I learned from this are be careful about skilling my ability at level 3 in case I need to impact the map. I might need to. I can't just lock into a full clear every game. Think about if a Master Yi or someone like that will be invading me and how I can react to it or defend from it. and how to play my skirmishes a little more cleanly. We saw that in that Belveth game, if I hit that stun or if I committed the Pantheon, things like that. So please let me know any mistakes that you noticed me making or anything that I could have done to swing these games. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something from me trying to learn something about myself. And I hope you are looking forward to more Viego content, because there's going to be more of it coming next week. All right, take it easy.